As you all know, Nintendo Switch Sports release is on the horizon. I find it very interesting that Nintendo is heading back into the family sports game section. When this game was announced, some fans were elated. Some not so much. I feel like I should have jumped for joy when I first saw this game reveal, but something was missing. Whether it was the iconic Miis being the main and only playable characters, or the game having a wider variety of sports to be played at home.
I don't really know.
But maybe in time we'll find out. Let's get into the video. When looking back at Nintendo's original Wii Sports game, I see very noticeable differences. I know what you're thinking. Lex, my guy, it's a sports game! Everyone has seen and or experienced these sports already in real life. It's nothing new! Thanks, Sasaya. The unique idea introduced in this game was its new characters, said characters being our beloved Miis. The designs were simple, yet lovable in their own special way. There was nothing a Mii character could do to get on anyone's bad side. Those were innocent times. When I look at Switch Sports' new avatars, I think of run-of-the-mill avatars, generic avatars that could be seen anywhere. These new characters fail to capture the hearts of many fans out in the world. Now, of course, we all know the real Miis are playable, they're just not the game's default avatars. Damn you, Nintendo, how could you do this to me? I'll make you suffer for your crimes against humanity. Anyways, let's forget about the Miis for now. On release, Switch Sports allows players to enjoy a total of 6 sports games. That's right, 6. Sure, Nintendo mentioned that golfing will be added to the game in the fall season. I'm just curious as to why it isn't ready for the game's release. I'm pretty sure Nintendo's reveal of this DLC said, "This is the game's first free DLC content," or something like that, hinting that more DLC will be available in the future. But more DLC doesn't necessarily mean that they're adding more sports to be played, or that any of the DLC would even be free. I mentioned that Switch Sports comes with 6 games. Those games are bowling, volleyball, soccer, badminton, tennis, and Shimbara. Some might consider this a step up from the original Wii Sports game, but keep in mind, a very giga game was born after Wii Sports, and it already taken things to the next level. Seeing that Switch Sports has half the options that Wii Sports Resorts does, and that it's releasing on this day and age, I can't help but feel that this was a bad move on Nintendo's part. Sports games can be found anywhere. On the PlayStation, Xbox, PC, they can even be found at McDonald's. The idea of playing virtual sports at home with the gamepad is not a new or innovative concept. Certainly not anymore, since it's been done time and time again. I feel that Nintendo should have began working on a newer sports game since the launch of the Nintendo Switch console itself. It would have been a perfect way to start evolving from games like these. We don't talk about this console and its games. And no, I'm not counting this thing as a Nintendo Switch sports game. First of all, it's not like any of the Wii Sports games, and never could be. Second of all, it's flat out booty. Third, it's because of this game I'm making this video. Don't get me wrong, I loved 1-2 Switch when it was new. I can't tell you how much fun I've had playing this game at some of my friends' birthday parties. But there's something that this game lacks. I'm thinking in the direction of a single player mode. Even if there were a single player mode to enjoy on 1-2 Switch, the game is only fun so many times. I've yet to meet a person who has told me that they played this game more than 5 times. Even to this day, I have zero desire to shove the 1-2 Switch's cartridge back into my Switch and force my brother against his will to play this game with me. Now, Wii Sports on the other hand is very different. This is the type of game that people typically do go back and replay, and they certainly do feel the same excitement as they once did when they played it for the first time. Right now I'm currently unsure if Switch Sports will have the same effect on people. Whether fans would actually enjoy playing these games like they did with Wii Sports or not, it really isn't for me to say. Only time will be able to tell us that. I'm not entirely sure what made Wii Sports so special back then, but I think I have an idea. Wii Sports was a sports game like many others that existed, but it was a Nintendo sports game that appealed to Nintendo fans, and maybe was even responsible for converting other fans to be Nintendo nerds too. I'd like to believe that the Miis actually played a huge part in the game's success, but when I played Wii Sports for the first time as a kid, I just took a look around and everything just felt so wholesome. The music, the Mii characters, the scenery, the classic sports to be played, it all just clicked and was perfect. Just like many other game franchises, they all have their start, and they all blossom into something beautiful as the years go by. No matter what, I'm excited to play Switch Sports, and I hope you are too. Just know this. I will not hold back against any of you when we play Shimbara. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And once the game releases, let's play! I'm sorry. I won't ever do that again. Are you still here? Don't you have other things you should be doing? No, well, no, okay. That's fine. You and I will just hang out here for the rest of the day. We can talk about turtles, koalas, ski, and ooh, popcorn. That's always a good one. I think the video's ending. You might want to click off before